There are 5 animals that are in a house. They are all living there because they don't want to pay a lot for a house. So they share the house and can have more money. The 5 animals are a hamster who is a fisherman, a bunny who is a flight attendant, a hedgehog who is a gardener, a horse who is a hairdresser, and a hyena who is a journalist. They are all at the table talking about the jobs they have while they eat dinner. They are eating a roast with salami and salmon and bread rolls and a salad. First, the hamster talks about his job as a fisherman. The hamster said that he cried a lot that day because when he was working there was a really big fish. It was almost as big as the horse. He was trying to get the fish so that he could sell it and someone else could eat it, but the fish was very strong. The fish was also creative because the fish swam really fast and then really slow. And when he did that, the hamster didn't know how to get the fish into the boat, and the fish swam away. And that's when the hamster cried, because he could have made a lot of money if he would have gotten that fish. Then the bunny wanted to talk about his job after he finished eating his roast, roll, salad, salami, and salmon. The bunny is a flight attendant. He also said that he cried because sometimes the customers he has to work with are very cruel. What happened to the bunny was a customer wanted to bring some tools with him. He brought scissors, wrenches, an axe, and a saw. But the bunny, who is a flight attendant, cannot allow that. The bunny tells the customer you cannot bring those tools with you, and then the customer started to become angry and tells the bunny he's being cynical and cruel. The bunny then starts to cry. The customer was told by the bunny's boss that the customer has to leave. After the customer left, everyone was happy and the bunny started to dance, and all the other animals started to dance because they did not like what the customer had done and said to the bunny because he was only doing his job being a flight attendant. Then the hedgehog wanted to talk about his day at work after he finished eating his roast and salmon. He is a gardener and his job doesn't seem that interesting, but he has to be very decisive in his job because if he isn't, he can die. In his job, he has to use different tools like scissors to cut the plants. He has to use an axe and a saw to cut big things. But the hedgehog has some plants that are very dangerous, that if he cuts the plant and then touches it, he can die. That's what happened today. The hedgehog was eating salad with a salami sandwich, but he wanted to put a plant in his salad, so he took his scissors and cut the plant and put it in his salad. After the hedgehog ate his salad, he was crossing through the kitchen and almost died because he ate a bad plant that is very dangerous. Then the horse, who is a hairdresser, wanted to talk about his day at work. For the horse, it was very difficult to be a hairdresser because the horse is very tall. The horse has to be very creative and find ways to fix problems. The horse has some tools to cut the hair of other animals like scissors, but it is very difficult for the horse to use the scissors. The first day, the horse wanted to cry because it was so difficult to cut hair with his scissors, and he thought his boss was very cruel and cynical because his boss did not want to help the horse learn. He only wanted to laugh. But because the horse is creative, he found a way to use the scissors. Then the hyena wanted to talk about his day because he is a journalist, and he thinks his job is very fun because he gets to be creative and talk to a lot of animals, like hamsters, bunnies, hedgehogs, horses, gazelles, giraffes, goats, bears, and guinea pigs. Today there was a goat who wanted to dance at the house of the hyena and show him that he is very good at dancing. The goat can dance while he throws tools in the air. He can dance with scissors, wrenches, axes, and saws. The journalist liked it when the goat danced, and he knows other animals will be cynical and cruel when they read his story. But he thinks the goat is very creative because it is not easy to dance. He also wrote a story about a hyena that crossed over a fence into the backyard of a horse and almost died, and that was a very crazy story. He had to decide whether to write about the story or another story. He has to be decisive and only write one story.